So you bought Baldur's Gate 3 on GOG due to the DRM-free nature of the platform and its other benefits like the 30-day return policy, and now that it's released you want to play it on the Steam Deck, but aren't entirely sure how to go about installing it and configuring it so that you can run it in gaming mode. Well, that's something we had in common until I futz around enough to figure it out, and we'll be sharing how to run Baldur's Gate 3 from GOG on the Steam Deck. First, we're going to want to switch to desktop mode. You do that by pressing the Steam menu button, scroll down, choose Power, and then select Switch to Desktop. Wait about 10 seconds for it to switch to desktop mode. Now we want to install Lutris, a game manager for Linux. Do this by opening the Discover app, which can be found on the bottom bar by default. In the search bar, type in Lutris and click the Install button. It will take some time to download and install the package. Once it has finished installing, click the launch button and be patient for about 30 seconds for Lutris to launch for the first time. Once it opens, click on the connect icon next to GOG, then fill in your GOG credentials and log in. It may take some time to log in and populate the game library. Once it loads, right-click on Baldur's Gate 3 and select Install. You'll see two options. Click the Install button next to GOG Auto-Generated and then click Continue. If you own the Digital Deluxe version, you will be presented with the option of downloading the extras. I personally recommend you leave all boxes here unchecked, as space is at a premium on the Steam Deck and the game already takes up plenty of space as it is. Click Continue and be patient. For me, it took almost 20 seconds to get to the next screen. The next screen is the download page. On this screen, you can denote where each file exists on the file system or opt to select the download option instead. Click the Install button to begin the downloading process and be prepared to wait for a while depending on how fast your internet connection is. When the download is complete, you should see a window asking you for the language you want to use for the installer. Select your preferred language and click OK. You'll then be presented with a game setup screen. Click on Options in the bottom left corner and be sure to checkmark the Check File Integrity Before Installation box. Otherwise, you may come across corrupted file errors during installation. It happened to me initially when I tried installing for the first time and I was forced to re-download all the files, extending the installation time by a couple hours, which is pretty aggravating to say the least. If you encounter an insufficient disk space error, make space by uninstalling games or deleting some files. Then you'll want to click on Options in the bottom left corner and then click on Browse, then back out by clicking Cancel in order to get the installer to recheck the remaining disk space and update the error message, allowing you to proceed. During installation, you may see some error messages and some more upon installation completion, but no need to worry here. Just click OK to dismiss these error messages and then exit the installer. The Installing Baldur's Gate 3 window will take some time to update without so much as a loading indicator, so be patient and do not click on Abort. After about 15 seconds or so, the window will update and you'll be able to close out of the installer. We now want to make it so that we can launch the game from gaming mode. Right-click on the Baldur's Gate 3 tile within Lutris and click on Browse Files. If you happen to check Properties of the deck folder, you should see that the space used by the installation files has been freed. Navigate to the path shown on screen or in the description of this video below and you should be able to locate the bg3.exe file. Right-click on bg3.exe and select Copy Location. Next, open Steam and from the Games menu at the top, select Add a non-Steam game to my library. In the window that pops up, click Browse and navigate to the bg3.exe file. Since you copied the location, you should be able to easily locate it by pasting it in the path field. Now, right-click on the newly added bg3.exe and select Properties. If you feel so inclined, you can double-check that the target field is the same as the copied path for the bg3.exe file by clicking and dragging to the end of the field. Under Launch Options, type in --skip--launcher. And finally, click on the Compatibility tab on the left and checkmark Force the use of a specific Steam Play compatibility tool. Then from the drop-down beneath it, select Proton 8.0-3. We're almost done, so hang in there. I would recommend you attempt to run the game to ensure it runs as expected without issue. You may see a Wine C++ runtime library error while launching the game. Clicking OK will dismiss the error and exit the program, and then relaunching the game again should work without incident. Now that you've verified the game runs, you can finally go back to gaming mode. Press the Steam button and then go to Library, and then underneath the non-Steam category, you'll see bg3.exe and can launch the game from there. And there you have it, Baldur's Gate 3 from GOG installed and running on your Steam Deck. Enjoy!